It's a orange juice.
What's up everyone, this is OJ. Supercell has officially announced that the Executioner's stun mechanic is a bug, meaning that we most likely won't be seeing this type of stun mechanic in the game again. Zap will be the one true stun. His axe splashing units behind him are going to be removed. He also has this weird bug where it deals its initial damage when the axe is fully extended. But this is nothing compared to his axe flying out of the arena. Fixing these issues requires a full client update. They've hinted that they're aiming for a big update in March. If I were to guess, I would say March 2nd, as that's the anniversary of the global launch date. Now with the stun and all of those interactions, they've made the Executioner the #1 card in the game. So there's going to be a small balance update which is going live on February 13th. The Executioner's range of initiation is 5 tiles. It will now be reduced to 4.5 tiles. Units now have to be a tad bit closer to initiate his throw. His axe range currently extends beyond that and travels 7 tiles. Now it'll travel 6.5 tiles. This slightly reduces the axe's area of denial. His damage is being reduced by 6%. It's being lowered from 140 to 133. This is kind of like a 12% damage nerf since the axe passes through units twice. In terms of interactions, most units will remain the same. Most tanks will be able to survive one extra pass. He will be less lethal against an arena tower. The Mega Minion will now be able to survive the axe's 5th pass, but will die on the 6th pass. This is pretty significant as it's a flying unit. The axe can potentially only hit it once. The balloon used to die in 5 total attacks or 10 passes, but now it'll take 11 passes, which means this requires the Executioner to throw its axe 6 times. Currently his axe splash radius is exactly 1 tile. This is incredibly devastating and offers insane area denial. Now it'll be reduced to 0.9 tiles. This radius is very subtle on paper, but the impact is huge in real situations, especially when units float past him. The balloon dodged the second pass through because of the angle, and this is with the 1 tile radius. Comparing it side by side, here's how much smaller the radius is. He'll certainly miss units on the second pass through more often. Some other stats were tweaked so the returning axe won't quite splash everything. This seems to be a temporary fix until the client update fixes this. They will be looking at this card closely after March as it completely removes its stun effect as well. Poison has been on Supercell's radar for a long time. The slow buffer on this card will not be coming back. They're reducing its duration from 10 seconds to 8 seconds, and redistributing its damage, so the damage per second is increasing by 24%. The total damage of poison will be reduced by 1%, so at tournament standard it will still deal exactly 600 damage, but the damage per tick will be significantly stronger. Currently at tournament standard, the poison deals 61 damage per second, but with the 24% DPS buff, it will deal around 75 DPS. What does this mean? The skeletons will die in 1 tick now. Skarmy is going to get wrecked even harder. Graveyard is active for 8.5 seconds and starts accumulating skeletons very rapidly. Poison will last 8 seconds and can take out the entire graveyard. With its ability to kill skeletons in 1 tick now, Poison is officially the unstoppable hard counter to Graveyard. Interactions with cards drastically change. You don't have to worry about keeping cards in your poison for as long. Archers, skeletons, minions, bomber, princess, dark goblin, ice spirit, guards, and tombstone will die inside poison 1 second faster. The Pekka's deploy time is being reduced from 3 seconds to 1 second. Elixir regenerates at a rate of 2.8 seconds during regular time and 1.4 seconds at the 1 minute mark. This means that it's a slight nerf to larger pushes. During double elixir time, since the Pekka deploys faster, you will have less time to accumulate elixir. Exactly 1.4 less elixir for your larger pushes. But this is also a buff because it's not unreasonable to use her reactively as a defensive card to wipe out tanks on the front line. The skeleton army is still seeing incredibly high usage rates despite the Executioner being a hard counter to this card. Its army is being reduced from 16 down to 15. Realistically, there are so many of them, the last few skeletons struggle to lock onto a giant anyways. However, there is one situation where the outcome would have completely changed if there were 1 less skeleton. The skeleton that left the army joined the skeletons. This card will now spawn 4 skeletons again. With the Ice Spirit power creeping on the skeleton's territory, it makes sense to reintroduce the 4th skeleton. This opens up huge defensive opportunities again. Individual cards will be able to be fully shut down for 1 elixir. Check out my video on how to use a skeleton if you haven't seen it yet to prepare for the buff. The Dank Prince is receiving a 5% health buff. This doesn't drastically change any interactions with him, but he will be able to survive 1 extra hit from most cards, so he'll remain on the map for an extra second. The Witch is receiving a 6% damage buff. At tournament standard, this damage is increasing from 65 to 69. This doesn't sound like much, but it completely changes the dynamic of this card. She can now one-shot skeletons as fast as a dart goblin. With the amount of skeletons that she can spawn, they too can take out skeletons. She's officially a reliable counter to Graveyard. With all the epic starter cards like the Witch and Skarmory receiving so much love, the baby dragon's finally starting to see some love as well. Its range is increasing from 3 tiles to 3.5 tiles. Overall, it'll be a bit more reliable to use. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more quality OJ.